Hello everyone, this is Dave, and today I'm going to be showing you how to paint a 3D Valentine's Day heart. The materials that I'm going to be using today is a square canvas, and I also found these really neat grapevine hearts at the Dollar Tree, a container of water, a rag, acrylic paints, paintbrushes. I have one flat one and one rounded one, and a flathead screwdriver and some pliers, paper towels, a glue gun, and glue sticks. So that's all we need for today. So let's get this started, eh? If you're not familiar with the stretch canvases, they have a wood frame that canvas is wrapped around and then stapled on the side. So I'm going to use a flathead screwdriver here and just pry behind those staples and yank them out. Now this one here is just a really small, like electronic screwdriver that I'm using, and pliers sometimes to pull it out. Now once you get all the staples out, you're left with a canvas and a square frame, which is kind of cool. All you have to do is cut out that excess along the sides, and then you can take the canvas and apply it to the back. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to quote unquote stain or paint my canvas. Now, of course, you can stain it. I just choose to use a little bit of brown acrylic paint with a little bit of water mixed together, and that kind of washes it down. And that gives kind of a nice little antique slash rustic slash farmhouse, look that I wanted here. So for this whole thing, I want it to be rustic, etc. So instead of just having the frame left natural, I'm actually just going to give it a little bit of aging. And all I'm doing is, like I said before, I mixed a little bit of brown acrylic paint with some water. I'm taking my paintbrush and I'm just painting all the sides except for the back side with this wash. And you can see it does add a little bit of that rustic feel to it, kind of like it's been stained 20 years ago, but the stain's kind of coming off a little bit, which is, that quote unquote in look right now. And then I'm taking a little bit more of the acrylic paint and I'm just kind of adding it here and there, just kind of to give it some depth, some interest, etc. So what I'm going to do as well, I want the heart to go right in the center. So I'm going to start by by painting a backdrop to this. So I'm going to take a little bit of white and I'm going to take a little bit of brown and I'm just going to mix that together and create like a light brown color. So what I'm aiming for the background color is it sort of being this white and brown mixed together, but not like one color. I don't want it to be a flat color. I want there to be some dimension and some interest. And I have talked before about interest in paintings where you want to have depth just to capture that person's interest because you want people to look at your painting. So I'm adding a little bit more white here, and I'm kind of happy with that overall background color. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some of that pure brown color, and you'll see it here that I'm just kind of putting it on very lightly, and then I'm moving it around, and I'm working pretty fast because with the acrylic paints, they do dry pretty quickly. So I kind of want this gradient of brown to white, and you can kind of see that there where it's framing the heart right in the center. So I'm pretty much happy with that. I'm going to let it dry. And again, I'm just going to test it out to see what it looks like here. And I'm pretty happy with that. So I'm going to take my pencil and I'm just going to draw in kind of the outline where the heart should be, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill this all in with red. So I'm going to take my red paint, get a little bit going on my palette there, and then I'm just going to start painting. Now, again, I don't want this to be a solid red color. I want it to be rustic. I want it to be loose. So I do want to see the paint strokes. I want there to be some dark and some light as well. So I keep coming in with the red, with my brown, and you'll see me also incorporate some of the white as well eventually. And I'm not truly blending everything together. I'm just kind of adding color, leaving it. I want to see the paintbrush strokes as well. And you just saw me there making sure that I have everything covered, and I have to come in and do a little bit more as well. So again, I'm adding some white, I'm adding some brown, and I'm just kind of letting it really tell me what it wants to look like. I'm letting the paint decide. So once I'm happy with that, I let it dry, and then what I'm going to do is test it out to see if everything fits. And then I'm going to flip it over and you'll see the lines where the frame is. Now you can take a pair of scissors or utility knife like I'm using here, and I'm just going to cut across those lines. Because what happens is the canvas was originally stretched around the canvas. Now we just want it to be behind the canvas. So we have some excess canvas to get rid of. So all I'm doing here is I'm cutting it up, and then I'm going to see if everything fits, make sure it looks good. That looks great. This side looks good too. Everything fits. So now I'm just going to grab that glue gun and I'm going to start gluing it all down. And of course, this is the back side of the frame. So I'm taking a little bit of glue on the top. I'm going to place my canvas down. And also too, if you have a little staple gun, you can use that as well in the back of the frame. I just find that the glue works just as fine. So now I'm going to glue down the sides. And then my very last step, once I press everything down, make sure it's all nice and tight, is I'm going to glue that last bit right there at the bottom. Let's flip this over and see what it looks like. And there we go. And that little added 3D rustic look is my little heart that I got at the Dollar Tree. Good dollops of glue. Press that down, make sure it's kind of covering everything, and gonna let that dry for a bit. There we go, our 3D Valentine's Day heart. Thank you so much for watching me today. I hope you liked this. And if you did, please hit that like button down below, or maybe leave me a comment. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you can be notified whenever I upload a new tutorial. I upload every Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Take care, everyone. Bye for now.